Video number 16. Number 16.1. I had a patient that was in his right mind and had a slip and fall. One day I went to check on him, and as I was talking, he cut me off and pointed in the direction of the window in his room. He asked me in amazement, did I see it, and I asked him, did I see what? He said, it's an angel. He died within 2 days. I was only 18 and I never forgot it. Number 16.2. We nursed my dad at home for the last 2 weeks of his life this summer before cancer took him. We went through his whole life in those 2 weeks, and he too had visits from deceased family members telling us who was visiting. He told multiple people about a holiday he was going on, and as the days progressed, he would tell us he was going home. It was a privilege to spend that time with him and be able to feel his love even through looks when he was no longer able to speak. Taken far too soon at age 69. Number 16.3. I believe this wholeheartedly. My grandmother, who was 72 at the time, 2 weeks before her death, she looked at my cousin who was 25 and had asked him if he had been in the military. He hadn't, but my grandfather, who passed away at 27, had been. Number 16.4. My mother and father did the same thing. My mother's was more interesting as I watched her talk to the wall saying hi to someone, and I'd ask who it is and she would fully snap out of whatever was happening and redirect her attention to me. I was always quite lost as to who she was talking to, but kept mentioning she wanted to be placed in her old home in California she lived in 40 years ago. She passed away around 30 hours later. Note from this channel, in my opinion the request to go home was the home most terminal folks say is the home once they pass over. Number 16.5. I remember in the early 70s when I was a little boy, my mom would tell me stories about people dying, and they would talk to their dead kin who pass away before them moments before they die. Folks, this ain't no BS you just witnessed. Number 16.6. My only brother passed away when I was 11 years old. Through the window of the funeral home, I saw my brother standing there and I thought he was alive. He smiled at me, we're very close. When I got into the funeral home, I looked for him, thinking it was someone else's funeral, and when I couldn't find him, I saw him laying in the casket. If it had not happened to me, I would not have believed it. Number 16.7. My husband's mother was close to death in the hospital, and my husband sat beside her bed. She pointed to the top of her blanket and said, "Look, the Indians are dancing." One day when he was working at the college, a preschooler said, "Hello, where's your mommy?" My husband said, "She's in heaven." The little boy said, "She's dancing with the Indians." Please subscribe, like and share with anyone that needs these comforting stories. Search for my related book on Amazon using the title of 4,000 Deathbed Vision Stories. Sincerely, Ken.